knew what they were doing. You knew what you were doing, but not as oily and horrible. Okay, no. I literally hold my breath when I do this. Kind of spiking my eyeballs a little bit. Hi guys, welcome back. What was this? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be seeing what the drugstore has got to offer in these recent times. I've got some fresh drugstore makeup that I haven't tested before that I'm going to be putting on my face. Happy Friday. Let's just get into the testing of the makeup on my face. Hello.
Would you like a muffin?
Yes, please. For my primer, I've got the Revolution Pro Blur Stick Plus. So they had the original Blur Stick, definitely not Glow Stick. The original version of this went viral on TikTok and everyone was using it. Everyone was talking about it. I did try that in a kind of testing viral TikTok products video. This is a new and updated one, which has now got vitamins B5, C and E in it. And it says enriching watermelon aroma. Oh my god, it does. It smells like watermelon. You know what? I did actually quite like the original one of these. It's very smoothing, very mattifying. The only thing is, Revolution, did you really need to make it this big? Could they not have made it like half the size of this? Because imagine trying to travel with this. Not that anyone is traveling anywhere at the moment, but let's see. Let's put it on half my face. That's definitely kind of mattified that side, hasn't it? This one feels a little bit more slippery than the first one. And a little bit more sort of hydrating. The original one of this was quite mattifying. This, I would say that this is still mattifying, kind of if you compare the two halves of my face. But this one just feels like a little bit more oily and a little bit more slippery. It says that it's a lightweight and breathable pore blurring primer infused with vitamins B5, C and E to help give the appearance of smooth and healthy looking skin. Oh, I had a bit of dry skin hanging out of my nose. Do I reshoot the whole intro again? I think it's actually made my skin look pretty nice. It hasn't completely mattified it, but I think it kind of did what it claimed to do if you compare both sides of my face. I was about to move on to the next product, but I just remembered I haven't actually put this on the other half of my face, which would be a good start. One thing that's good though, which I was concerned about, I was kind of worried that this was going to make my moisturiser, because I've got like an SPF on underneath. I've got the Bondi Sands SPF 50 on under my makeup. And I was kind of worried that this would make it ball up, but it hasn't. So, yeah, not bad. Moving on to Barry M. They have launched this new collection, which this is the stuff that I said looked kind of similar to Glossier. And they also do have these sort of lip and cheek tints as well, which give me that sort of Glossier vibe. Especially with the baby pink. I think they knew what they were doing. Barry M, you knew what you were doing. So this is the Fresh Face Foundation. It says vitamin C, hyaluronic acid and aronia berry, whatever that is. Get that dewy skin finish with Fresh Face Foundation. Lightweight formula, blends seamlessly into the skin, healthy glow. Infused with skin goodness, and yeah, that's about it. It doesn't actually say what the coverage is supposed to be like. It just says that it's supposed to be a dewy, fresh looking foundation, so I'm going to guess that it's going to be light coverage. Let me just check what the shade range of this is like while I take another bite of my muffin. You know what? They've got a pretty decent shade range. I will insert a picture here of the foundation on the screen with their shade range. They seem to have 7 light, 7 medium and 7 deep. It looks like a pretty good range, and they've got pictures of different influencers that are wearing the different shades, I believe, which again I will put on the screen. So I've got these shades 1, 2, 3 and 4. Shade 1 actually looks very fair. I have got a little bit of tan on at the moment. I don't know whether to go for 3 or 4 because 4 looks a little bit more pink and 3 looks a little bit more warm. That's 3 there, and that's really just like blended into the skin tone on the back of my hand. And then 4, to be fair, they both look like they could work for me, but I think I'm going to go for 3. Squeeze some onto my fingers. Oh, smells kind of fresh, like cucumbery. And I'm just going to blend it in with a sponge. I think that's a pretty good shade. What do you reckon? It is extremely light coverage though. I guess it is called the Fresh Face Foundation, but I would say that at the moment it's more of like a tinted moisturizer kind of situation, which I do love me a good tinted moisturizer. It does feel really light, as in like it doesn't feel thick or heavy on my skin, Kind of feels like a moisturiser as well. And actually, yes, it is giving me very little coverage, but it still looks like my skin. It's pretty much undetectable. It must have a little bit of coverage because it's just done that to my lips. I do quite like it. Maybe on days where, you know, a lot of the time I do just wear a sort of tinted moisturiser. I'm just going to see if it's buildable by adding a second layer. But this time I'm going to do it with a brush just to see if there's like any differences. You know what? If it is supposed to be going for the kind of Glossier vibe, I think they've got it down because Glossier's foundation stuff is like a skin tint, and kind of like this, it just gives a little bit of coverage. So if you're looking for coverage, this is not the foundation to go for. It's very, very light coverage, but it does look really nice on my skin. It looks very fresh, very dewy, kind of exactly how it described. Feels lightweight, feels like a moisturiser. I think it is quite nice. I'm just going to add a bit of concealer because I don't have a brand new one to test. This is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Concealer. I'm going to mix the shades light, medium, and light. I'm using light medium in the places where I want to like conceal my blemishes and stuff. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of the shade light. Those two products together work really nicely because this is definitely more of like a fuller coverage matte concealer. For my powder, Revolution recently sent me a box of some of their new stuff. They also sent this, which is the translucent baking powder. I must have used this translucent powder in the time when I was working at Revolution, but I can't actually really remember it. It's kind of a frustrating one though, because it like, this is tiny little lid, but I think it's mostly focused for makeup artists and stuff so that you can kind of like tap it out onto a palette or whatever. Okay, so just set my under eyes for the time being. Then for my cream bronzer, I'm using the Essence Soft Touch Mousse Makeup in the shade 03 Matte Honey. I've had this in my collection for a while, and I did go through a phase where I used this as my like cream contour stuff, and then I kind of completely forgot that I even had it, but I don't think that I've used this on camera. It's almost like the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, but not as oily and horrible. But it's that same sort of like moussey texture. But the great thing about using a foundation in like a couple shades darker as your cream bronzer is that it adds that like extra coverage, so it's not going to take away from the coverage that you know, have just put down with your foundation. I do find that this kind of thing just really adds to it and blends nicely. And I'm just adding a little bit down my nose as well. Then for my blush, like I mentioned, I've got the Barry M Fresh Face Cheek and Lip Tints. You know what? These actually look incredibly similar to the colours that I was just browsing on Glossier's website. There's a peachy kind of shade, there's a more pink shade, there's a berry. Well, I guess this one's more berry, this one's a little bit more purpley, and then this one is like a nudie sort of colour. I'll try the peach one, but it does look quite light. I'm gonna put it on my lips. Okay, no, that colour does not want to go on my lips. I have a feeling this is going to be too light on my cheeks, but let's give it a go. So I'm just going to put some on with my finger, and then just going to use a brush to kind of blend it in. It's definitely added a little bit of colour, but I think this would only really show up if you had very fair skin. That first one was called Peach Glow, and the second one I'm going to use is called Caramel Kisses. This looks like it will be a better one for my lips as well. Yeah, it would help if my lips weren't so dry and crusty. A little bit of this on each cheek. See, again, I just want like a little bit more pigment. Let's just add a little bit more. Maybe it's the type of product that you need to kind of layer. To be fair, even with adding a couple layers, it's not affecting my foundation underneath, which is great. Am I just being crazy? Is this blushy enough? I'm going to try the shade Deep Rose, which is one of the darkest shades. I'm a little bit scared because I think this is probably intended for deeper skin tones, but maybe if I use a tiny bit. You know what, let's put it on my lips first. Okay, so that's enough blush. Should we move on? I'm just going to use that Revolution powder to powder the rest of my face. You know what, my skin actually looks really flawless with that combination of products that I've just put on it. It looks very, very smooth, which is nice. I just brought everything down a bit too low, so I'm just trying to like bake away my problems. For my powder products, I've got the No. 7 Golden Sand Bronzer, which looks like this. It does look quite light. And then I've got the Kiko Ray of Love Radiant Highlighter. This was part of their Valentine's collection, but they still have this stuff on their website, so I will leave everything linked down below. This is what the highlighter looks like, right? It looks like such a dupe of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish highlighter in, I can't remember what the shade is. It's right here. It looks like MAC Lightscapade. Well, kind of similar. They're pretty damn similar. Although the Kiko one is actually a little bit less white. That's the Kiko one and this is MAC. Just adding some of the number 7 bronzer. I always pull this like frowning face when I do the bronzer on my forehead to kind of like pull my hairline down. Anyone else? Just me? You know what? It looks really light in here, but it actually comes out a pretty good shade for me, I reckon. I like that bronzer. And you can still kind of see the blush coming through my foundation, which is really nice. So then I'm going to go in with the highlighter. Oh my god, the Kiko body spray that was part of this collection. I did actually check, and I think the body spray is now out of stock, but they might have it. Actually, I don't know if they would have this in stores. I guess it depends what country you're in, if stores are actually open. Oh, wow. I'm not sure if they'll be restocking, but the body spray, which is the Ray of Love In Love Scented Mist. It smells amazing. Unreal. It really reminds me of the Beyonce Heat perfume. And you know what else is so nice? This highlighter. Kiko makes some great highlighters. They're always so smooth. Actually, you know what? There have been barely any products from Kiko that I've tried that I haven't liked. Their kind of face products are so good. And their lip products, eye products, they've got some really great stuff. That highlighter is beautiful. It just looks so smooth, but gives this sort of radiant, natural lit from within kind of glow, but then you can also build it up to be a bit more intense. I really like that. So these literally came through the door about 5 minutes before I started filming this. Some new brow products from NYX. This really intrigued me. It's the Brow Glue by NYX. It says it's an instant brow styler and that it's non-sticky. And they've got a picture of this girl on there with amazing looking eyebrows. I reckon it's kind of like a soap brow kind of thing. And then they've also got these, which are the Lift and Snatch brow tint pens. I do quite like a brow pen. And I've got the shades Ash Brown on taupe. I'm gonna go for Ash Brown. Okay, so the packaging, this could be a bit confusing. The packaging looks very, very similar to the Epic Ink liner. And it looks pretty much exactly the same, but this is a brow product. I'm gonna have to remember to put this in my brow drawer. I feel like it maybe would have been more helpful if they did the brow products in the shade of the brow products, like the colour, you know. Oh, I'm kind of scared. Okay, let's see. See, the best thing to do with these is kind of flick up, but I don't know if there's something wrong with my arms. Like, I find it really awkward to do that motion. So I usually go down when I'm doing my eyebrows, but oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to zoom you in. The only thing with these is I feel like you have to have a really steady hand. Otherwise, it just ends up looking like really drawn on. Can you see at the front there? I was able to get like actual... I literally hold my breath when I do this. You can actually create like little brow hair looking strokes. Is a bit more time consuming than using a pencil because you kind of have to make sure that you get them accurate, and I do have a few wobbly lines at the beginning of my eyebrow, but I think this one I've done a bit too blocky and added too much product. I think I just got a bit carried away, but you can get quite a natural looking eyebrow with this. I think it's pretty cool. And then I'm gonna go in with the Brow Glue, which sounds kind of scary. There's only a couple of brow gels that I found that don't kind of go crusty looking and like white in your eyebrows, which you definitely don't want. Let me in! Let me in! Let me in! Oh my god, it literally just looks like a little tube of glue. Oh my god, it's so sticky! Can you see that? Oh my god, it is so sticky. Whoa. I'm going for spiky eyebrows today. I'm doing these big fluffy eyebrows. Okay, I can feel it starting to dry. It kind of like laminates your eyebrows. Wow. It really sticks your eyebrows down. It definitely does. I really like that. Kind of feels like you're putting PVA glue in your eyes, but in your eyes? Don't put PVA glue in your eyes. I forgot to put this on as well at the start. This is the lip balm from the Kiko Ray of Love collection. I believe they've done similar things to this in the past, but this is the sparkling lip balm. So the packaging is pink with gold on it. Come on, focus. This is supposedly a lip balm. Like, how? I don't know if this is going to come off glittery on my lips. I think it's just an overspray. Ah, I see. Okay, yeah. It's just an overspray type thing. There's like a little bit of shimmer in it, but then now that I've actually got that off, it's kind of taken it off the lip balm. There's definitely a bit of glitter in there though. Feels nice. There seems to be like a tiny bit of glitter in the actual lip balm. It's like the tiniest little flecks, but you can't really see it. It just looks glossy and nice. For my eyes, this isn't technically Drugstore, as in like you can get it from Boots and Superdrug, but this is the Beauty Bay New Romantics palette. You can see that some of this stuff is sort of left over from Valentine's Day, but I am going to count this as Drugstore because it's £15 on the Beauty Bay website, and it's actually called the New Romantic palette. I think I called it New Romantics because I was thinking of Taylor Swift. So it's a palette that is full of pink shades. There's a couple neutrals in there, but it's mostly focused on pink eyeshadow looks. Unfortunately, there's no shade in here called Pinky. I'm going to start off with the shade Claret, which is this one right here. Is that how you even say that word? I don't know. And I'm just going to start packing this into my crease. But at the start, I'm more just going to be like packing it on rather than trying to blend it. Okay, well that shade is crazy pigmented. Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes never disappoint. I know that I did do a sponsored video with Beauty Bay like a few videos back with one of their colourful eyeshadow palettes, but obviously like this one is not sponsored. Their eyeshadow palettes, like they're so good for the price. Like, excuse me, look at this pigment. That's ridiculous. You could actually use some of these shades as blushes, I reckon. They probably work quite nicely. That flamingo shade is kind of calling my name. So I'm then going to take the shade Milkshake, which is this hot corally pink down here, and I'm going to use that to kind of blend out that other shade. Or maybe I need a slightly lighter shade actually, because this one is also very bright. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need a lighter shade. And as I usually say with all of these looks, trust the process, guys. I have a vision of what I sort of want to do, and I hope it turns out. I think I'll go with Flamingo, which is this one here. These shades are so bright and so pigmented, and I am gonna bring this kind of pretty much all the way up to my eyebrow. I'm then just dipping into the shade Birthday, which is this even lighter pink. On camera it's really washing it out, but it's quite a light pink. Oh, see, what I was going to do is do a cut crease and kind of like take it all the way up so it's almost like an eyeliner, and then do another row, which I've seen LGS Makeup on Instagram do those kind of looks where she like leaves a gap. But in order to do that, I have to cut this crease and get rid of half that eyeshadow. Let's give it a go. If it f***s up, then I'm a clown. So I'm going back in with my eye primer. You know what? I think she actually removes it with a bit of makeup remover. So I've just taken a bit of micellar water on a cotton bud. So I wasn't able to get all of it off. I don't know how she does that so easily. My eye primer was really, really sticky, but I am just going to then fill in the rest of this with the eye primer again. Right, that's genuinely taking me about 20 minutes to try and get those even. So I'm going to take the same shades that I used. So I'm using Claret first, and I'm kind of just going to go underneath that cut crease. And then I'm going to take Milkshake and Flamingo, this one and this one here. I'm just going to do the same on the other eye because I've got so much footage that this is going to be like 5 hours long, so I will be right back, hopefully matching this. 5,000 years later, I'm back. That took a long time, but what I am going to do next... Oh, you know what? Maybe I should take one of the shimmer shades in the centre of my lid. There are some gorgeous looking shimmers in here. This one called Queen, Chintz, Penny. Oh my goodness me, these look amazing. Oh my god, Penny is unreal. I'm taking the shade called Chintz. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the middle. I think I will take that shade just onto my inner corners. The shade Chintz, which is this sort of pinky lilac shimmer. Super foiled shade. It's a little bit crumbly when you use it with a brush. For my mascara, that's not mascara, that's my lip product. For my mascara, I'm taking the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara, which looks like this. I don't think I've tried this before. Actually, should I do a bit of liner first? Just so that I can blend my lashes in a bit easier, I'm just going to take the shade Ink from this palette, which is the black, and I'm just going to tap some of this just close to my lash line, just to make life a little bit easier for myself. There's definitely a sort of like pink theme in today's makeup, isn't there? Okay, this is what the brush looks like. It's very spiky. Okay, already I feel like there's not enough product actually like on the bristles, and it is quite a spiky wand. Like when you take it out, it wipes off most of the product, so you can't really get that much volume with it. I think it would be better if the brush was a little bit more flexible, because it's kind of spiky. Like it's kind of spiking my eyeballs a little bit. I mean, it's okay, but it's just not giving me enough volume or length really. I'm onto my third coat now, and I feel like it just looks a bit too natural for me. I've been filming for so long that the foundation's already starting to go oily. It's okay, but I wouldn't choose this over any of my other mascaras. It's just not giving me the volume that I would want from a mascara. It looks quite good on my bottom lashes though. It's like quite separating. So just while I wait for the mascara to dry before I stick on some lashes, I'm going to do my lips, which is the second to last step, and get off some of this lip balm. For my lips, I've got these, which again are from Kiko. These are from their kind of core collection, I believe, like the non-limited edition stuff. These are the Unlimited Double Touch Liquid Lip Colours. I'm not sure which shade to go to. I've got 103. Oh, okay, that looks gorgeous. This is 103. And then I've got 102. Oh my god, that also looks stunning. I think I'll go for 103. Is pretty much the exact same sort of concept as the NYX. What were they even called? I can't remember. You know the NYX ones that I tested a few videos back where you have the base coat, which is like a liquid lipstick, and then you put the shiny top coat on top of it, and then they don't budge. This is the same kind of concept as that, but the Kiko ones were out before those NYX ones. And same with like the Maybelline Superstay ones. Those have been out for years. Ooh, that smells quite nice. So you put this one on first. Oh my god, it's so thin. What the hell? That is such a nice texture. I thought it was going to be a really thick feeling, but it feels really, really light. Almost a bit too light to where you can kind of see my lip colour underneath. Okay, then I can feel this starting to set already. I'm going to take some of this one, the lighter one, just in the very centre. Do you see what I mean? They're very sheer. Okay, then I just wait for this to dry. It's going really, really sticky that I don't even want to like touch my lips together. Yeah, you can see that. It is really sticky. So then what you want to do is go in with the gloss over the top, and this stops it from being sticky but gives it a shine. It's even got the same kind of applicator as the NYX one. It looks like a nail polish brush. What? A nail polish brush? A nail polish brush was what I was trying to say. So you have to cover like every single bit of it with the gloss, because otherwise it just feels sticky and kind of weird. But this is what it looks like. Those colours are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so again, exactly like the NYX ones, none of the colour has come off, just the gloss. So if you like this kind of formula of lip product and you like the colour, then sure. I'm going to go for these lashes by Eyebrow, which are called Most Wanted, and they're, oh wait, Most Wanted Gimme Gimme Silk Effect Fibres. So they look like this. They look kind of like faux mink ones, and apparently they're reusable with up to 10 wears. So I'm just going to go stick those on off camera, and I'll be right back because I don't have much space left on my memory card because I've been filming for about 3 hours. And we are finally done. I really struggled to get these lashes on, not because they're hard lashes to put on, but whenever I don't do liquid liner, I just cannot get my lashes to stick on and sit right and get them close enough to my lash line. But now that they're finally on, I really like them. They feel really lightweight, they look really fluffy. But anyone that can stick their lashes on without like a thick eyeliner and get them to look nice, I think is a wizard. But this is the finished look. How does my hair get tangled from when I start filming to when I end filming? But you know what, guys, I think I've discovered some good products in this that I will definitely use again. This palette for £15 I think is amazing. I'm now just going to answer a question of the day. If you guys have got any more questions for me, leave them down below with the hashtag question of the day, and I might answer it in my next video. Me and James have got a Zoom curry making cooking class tonight, so if this video actually goes up late, that is why. Oh, and also I changed the background slightly. I just like have pushed my mirror a bit further along because a few people said it was quite distracting having the mirror behind me, so hopefully this is a bit better. Today's question comes from Lauren Valentine. Question of the day, are you thinking of getting any new pets? And also, can you do a cheap drugstore makeup only video? I love your videos. Thank you for entertaining me during these rough times. Thank you, Lauren. I hope this video was helpful in terms of it being drugstore makeup. I hope you enjoyed it, but a few people have asked if I could do another video which is like the cheapest drugstore makeup products, so maybe I should do that. I think I have done it before, but it was a couple of years ago, and I'm sure there's a lot of new stuff, so yes, I can definitely do that. And are you thinking of getting any new pets? No, for now, Pinky is definitely enough to handle just by herself, so we won't be getting any new pets for now. Maybe in 5 years or something. Later down the line, we might get another dog, because we would love to have another little dog to be friends with Pinks. But yeah, not at the moment. I don't think we could cope with two, because she's a handful, but we absolutely bloody love her. So yeah, no new pets for now. And James hates cats, so no cats for us. But yeah, I think we're good with pinks. Right, I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I will leave everything linked down below as usual, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.